Welcome to Bold and the Beautiful 65 Spoilers. Hope you enjoyed this video. Please leave a like and comment for more videos like this one.
Over the last few episodes, if you've been paying attention, we've quietly seen something that Bold and the Beautiful doesn't always sit with long enough: homelessness. And it's centered around Miss Dillon. We've seen her behind Il Giardino more than once now. Not dressed up. Not scheming. Not flirting. Just surviving. Eating leftover pizza by the dumpster. Sitting alone. Sleeping in her car. Completely isolated. And I have to say, visually, those scenes are jarring. This is a show about fashion houses, cliff mansions, and couture gowns. So when the camera cuts to Dillon sitting on the pavement behind a restaurant, it almost feels uncomfortable. And I think that's the point. Spoilers suggest that after Ivy demanded she leave Los Angeles, convinced Dillon was making moves on Will, Dillon felt like she had no choice. She lied to Will and Electra, told them she was leaving town, and quietly disappeared. But she didn't leave. She had nowhere to go. So instead, she's been hiding out. Living out of her car. No family. No friends. No money. No backup plan. And here's where it gets layered. Because yes, Dillon has made questionable choices before. Yes, there's tension with Will. But homelessness strips all that away. When you see someone digging through leftovers, it stops being about rivalry and starts being about survival. Today's episode shifts things when Deke finds her. And I actually love that it's Deke. Deke has always had that underdog energy. He knows what it's like to be judged, written off, pushed to the margins. So when he finds Dillon behind Il Giardino, there isn't disgust. There isn't anger. There's concern. He sees her situation for what it is. Spoilers say Deke will help her stabilize, maybe offer her a temporary place to stay, help her find a job, get her back on her feet. And honestly, that feels very on brand for him. It's compassion without agenda. But of course, this is B&B. It can't stay simple. Because Will finds her. And that's where the emotional explosion starts building. Imagine Will walking behind the restaurant and seeing Dillon there, not glamorous, not manipulative, but vulnerable. It changes everything. He realizes she never left. He realizes she lied. And now he has to ask why. And when he starts digging, he goes straight to Ivy. This is where things unravel. Because Ivy, thinking she was protecting Electra, demanded Dillon leave after what she thought she saw between Dillon and Will. But now that Will knows Dillon has been homeless this whole time, he's furious. In his mind, Ivy didn't just interfere, she pushed someone into isolation. And here's the real twist. In defending herself, Ivy reveals the truth to Electra. She tells her what she saw. The closeness. The moment between Dillon and Will. The suspicion that something crossed the line. So what started as a story about homelessness suddenly loops back into betrayal. And I think that's intentional. The show is weaving two very different emotional threads together: social hardship and romantic scandal. The big question now is, how does Electra process this? Does she focus on the fact that Dillon was struggling and give her grace? Or does she focus on the potential betrayal? Because those are two very different reactions. And what about Will? Does seeing Dillon at her lowest create guilt? Compassion? Something deeper? This storyline feels bigger than just a love triangle. It's touching on pride, shame, judgment, and what happens when someone falls through the cracks while everyone else is fighting over assumptions. I'm really curious how you all feel about this angle. Do you think the show is genuinely addressing homelessness in a meaningful way? Or is it going to pivot right back into romance drama? And do you think Ivy did the right thing, or did she unintentionally make everything worse?